Okay everyone, we're back again for another video on GT Sport, and we're back with a Daily Race C. Two Daily Race C races to make that. First race, we actually joined a bit of a lower rated lobby because, as you may remember at Tokyo, we were getting stream sniped and took out in every single race by a certain individual, and we ended up just leaving that and going onto a different account. So we lost a bit of SR, so we ended up joining a lower lobby race in our first race of the day, which was actually provided quite a lot of entertainment, I have to say. I do miss these days when we had that terrible penalty system where we were always getting dropped back down into lower lobbies in a way, because some of these races were actually quite entertaining. However, I do prefer the current penalty system that is in use, obviously. However, we're going to go into this race. You can see it's still S-rated in terms of all the drivers in here are S-rated safety, but absolute chaos. I am going to say crazy driving everywhere as we start the race from the back of the grid on our second account, and we've got two cars spun, another car going off to the right. We've only done one corner and we've gained 3 positions straight away there on the hybrid there, taking over from the Peugeot, I think it was. But this guy just absolutely acts as if we're not even on the track. Just sends it after he's about 6/10 back and pushes us out of the way. A little bit rude, but you know, I mean, you kind of have to expect that in these lobbies, because at the moment, as we go round him on the outside, as he breaks through the flat out section, he just pushes us off track. So yeah, very aggressive start to the race, and I don't think it was particularly on purpose what he did, because I was looking back and he was just struggling to keep the car on the track in general. So I just think it's more a lack of maybe ability in these cars sometimes, some of the driving, because they are tricky cars to drive. So yeah, I don't think he deliberately did that there, but I think the send into turn 1 was deliberate. I think it was just yeah, I just don't really understand why he tried that there. But now we've got someone with massive connection problems in front of us, and this is always lovely to see when you're driving along a car that's just disappearing then reappearing, and it doesn't give you much trust in what's going on. But yeah, an absolutely crazy start to this daily race on the new week at Daily Race C, driving the Group 1 cars at Spa. I'm obviously using the Audi. I like the Audi Rounder. It's one of my favourite cars. I've set an okay time at the moment on my main account. There is a couple of attempts left in it, but I wanted to get some videos done, some races done for this video to give you an idea of what's going on as we get what we think is past him, but then he reappears behind us. You can see then he's in the gravel, then he's back behind us, and then he's off the track, and yeah, we run off as well here. You can see I'm looking in the mirror while I'm driving, because I was worried we could end up getting lag punted here. So he's still there. He's on our right now. I have got no idea where he is on the track at the moment. It's just a case of just drive it as if he's not there. That's the best advice I can give you in these circumstances. I think he disconnects there. That looks like his connection has just completely given up or something there, and he's going straight off into the barrier. But yeah, if someone's like that, my advice is just drive as if they're not there, because it's the best thing to do. Don't get flustered by them. Just try and carry on like normal as we come through turn 1 again, and we've got more chaos. We've got 2 cars off the track rejoining, nearly taking out another car, and this is just insanity going on in this race so far. I was laughing while I was driving this. It was so much fun. I love these type of races. I do enjoy them. They're entertaining to be in. You have to have some racecraft about where to overtake. We've got 2 cars with a penalty. We're going to go cut in between there, go behind this car, and we're going to end up taking another 2 cars, and we're up to P6. Tell a lie, that is up to P7, sorry. I thought that we were already past that car. So yeah, up to P7 now, and not a bad start to the race for us, but absolute carnage going on in this Daily Race C at Spa, driving the Group 1 cars. You can see we've got P6 just ahead of us now. Looks like we're going to be able to catch some of these up fairly quickly. Obviously, like I say, it's going to be very easy to catch some of these drivers up, as we see P6 just loses it all by himself. It seems like everyone was just, I don't know what they'd been drinking in the morning, but they had obviously been on something very early for the day, because everyone was driving very crazy in this race as we've gifted P6 there, and now we carry on our way on the second lap, and we're going to skip ahead to lap 4 as we had no one in front of us in P6. We had a big gap where we had to catch up, and we're just about to start catching some cars up. 2 drivers into the pits, so that's going to be 2 positions gained. I don't know where they'll come out. Obviously, we're on the medium tyre at the start of this race, and I'm going to pit a little bit later than what I would normally do. I decided to do 5 laps on the medium tyre because, yeah, there was no point me really pitting early, because we're just going to come out in all that chaos. So I decided to extend the stint for the medium tyres. We fast forward the action again as we're in no man's land here, just trying to catch up to some cars. And we're going to go like fast forward until we get to the pit stop phase, where we're going to put the soft tyres on. Now, one thing I have to tell you about is the pit lane loss is absolutely massive on this daily race C. It is, I don't know how high it is. It's definitely over 25 seconds though, as far as I can tell. So yeah, very high pit lane loss. Obviously with the new pit lanes, it's always going to be that. But we're going to go in the pits. Driver in front of us goes in the pits. That is not an issue for me. He's got a 1 second penalty, so we're going to put the softs on. He's on the mediums as well, so he's not really going to be much of an issue for me now because he's got a 1 second penalty. All I have to do is follow him up the hill. He's going to take that penalty. We're going to fast forward that pit stop because we will be there for absolutely ages if we do not do that. So yeah, we're going to follow in the slipstream now. We're going to get a free pass and move up to P6, as you're going to see. Going up here, he's going to have to take that penalty. And we're going to pass him on the... I don't know if we go on the outside or on the inside. Let's have a little look now. As we get the slipstream, he's going to go to the right side. I'm going to stay to the left. No need to really go down the right side. Really weird audio and something. So yeah, clean pass there. Up into P6. And everything's looking quite good for this race. Obviously, we're on the softer tyre now. We're on the faster tyre. I think a lot of the cars at the front that pitted very early on lap 4, etc., are on the medium tyre. So yeah, strange strategies they're running, but we can see we're catching up to some more cars now. Some more cars have pitted in the pits there, which just give us another couple of positions there. So we're on lap 7 now, and we're about to catch up to P3, who has a 2 second penalty. And as we look further up, another 2 second penalty for P2. So I don't know what people have been doing today, but whatever they had for breakfast, it has sent them loopy because people are driving like nutters in this lobby. But again, this is the problem with the penalty system being so lenient. Drivers that are getting to S-rated, they're still S-rated. I think this was the 80 to 90 SR lobby. The reason we're in it was because we technically rage quit because we had enough of someone on Tokyo. So yeah, you lose SR when you quit out of the lobby. So yeah, it's quite fun though to be in, I have to say. I was enjoying it. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy, and this is a problem. Like I say, people are getting their SRs up to S who are driving like this. So it's causing a general issue on the game. I can see it happening now. I do think they need to make the penalty system just a fraction more sensitive. They need to just keep adding a tiny bit of sensitivity to it. As we skip ahead now, as we're in P2, to lap 8, where we've managed to catch up the lead. You can see it didn't take too long. As you can expect, we're on the soft tyres, he's on the medium tyres. This isn't going to take too much effort really. Hopefully as he goes through here, he's going to run a little bit wide there. We're going to take a tight line and throw the car to the right hand side, and we managed to get that moved on, and we're up to P1. So now all we have to do pretty much now is make sure that we defend into this final corner. Hopefully he won't send one. Hopefully he's not been having that drink in the morning. Hopefully he's all okay. And we get to the braking zone, and yeah, he's not going to do anything stupid there. He just takes a normal braking line. As we actually lap 2 drivers that are having an amazing little battle between themselves there, and they haven't pitted yet, so they're off into the pits having a nice little scrap. As long as you're racing, that's a great thing. They're still enjoying themselves, having a good battle there. A lap down now though, so yeah, probably a little, well, nearly a lap and a bit down by the time they come out of the pits. So yeah, working our way on. We've got this race covered now, as you can see. Even though he's got the slipstream now, he's in the Toyota. So one thing I will say, the Toyota does have better hybrid. However, it doesn't have the top speed of the Audi. So even in a slipstream, it doesn't seem to gain that much compared to the Audi. So you can see now he's trying to get that slipstream. He's not really going to gain much, and we've got this race covered because he's not managed to get past us there. So yeah, we skip through to the end of the race. You see lap 10, and we've built up a 6 second lead after getting past that driver. Pretty comfortable end to the race, but yeah, an enjoyable race nonetheless. I really had fun in that. Some crazy driving going on there, especially the first few laps. Next race of the day, I decided to set a very slow lap, and it actually put us down in P11, which is perfect. We started at the back. This one, we're going to start in the middle of the field. So yeah, this is top split. We've got a lot of A+ drivers in this time. So some higher rated DR drivers, all 50+ pretty much. I think it was mainly like, I think there's about 12 A+ and a few A's in there. So yeah, a little bit high rated lobby. It's going to be a little bit more of an effort this to do well in this one. Let's see what we can do with the dirty air. Starting on the medium tyre again, as you can see there in the Audi again. I do love the Audi, so yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can have some fun in this lobby. I do expect to see a lot cleaner driving, a lot more, a lot less chaos, let's say that. Well, hopefully a lot less chaos. Let's see. As we work our way into turn 1, we can see we've actually already pretty much dropped the slipstream to P12. They seem to have a bit of a messy exit out the first chicane. It's a little bit of advice I will give is, when you're starting your race, if you're starting on the medium tyres, be very, very cautious on the throttle because the tyres are a bit cold. They do take a couple of corners to get warmed up. So yeah, just take it very easy. It's P10. I don't know what line he was doing then. He's all over the place. So yeah, he's going to get a penalty there. We're going to go to the left. Well, I think he's going to get a penalty. Let's have a little look as we go past him. I think I had a little look back just to see if he had a penalty or not, to see if it was worth defending. And yeah, I saw he had a penalty. I saw the red above his name. And yeah, knew there was no worries about him. So we're up to P10. We've gained the position already. And now we've got 2 more cars right in front of us, ready to be overtaken, hopefully. Let's see what we can do on the medium tyres again. I don't know what tyres other people are on. You could see that definitely some of the cars behind me had started on the mediums. You could tell by the way that they lost control through the chicane. Like I say, take it easy on their medium tyres. It will pay off towards the end. I'm running free to the rear brake bias. The reason I'm doing that is it will regenerate hybrid a bit better. You can run even further to the rear, but I feel free to the rear, it still keeps the car quite stable, as well as generating a nice amount of hybrid. And yeah, and it's also quite good on the front tyres as well. So yeah, that's the brake bias I've been running. I quite like it like that. You may like something different, but you know, if you want to try it, give it a go, see what you think, and yeah, hopefully it'll do you well. So as we go through here, you can see we're right up behind P9 now. Are we going to be able to go for a move? We're going to get the slipstream from him here, and like I say, the Audi's quite good. I think he's driving an Audi also, but we're going to go down the left hand side, and we managed to take that position. I think he was going to defend it, but then I managed to just sneak the inside up the inside. Sorry, my front up the inside of his car. And we're up to P9, so let's make sure he doesn't do a dive through here. Brake reasonably late, not too late though. He brakes quite late, but we're trying to brake rather smooth at the moment on these medium tyres, taking no risks, gently on the power out of that final chicane. Really take the effort to be nice and gentle on the power. It will pay off as we now come up to P8, and we're going to take a wider line there. He's in the Peugeot. I only realised this very late. You see, he's got no hybrid, so I had to dock out right at the last minute, realising that he's going to have no hybrid, and we managed to get a clean pass on him. Sorry, not the Peugeot, he's actually in the Audi, the old Audi. So yeah, that car also has no hybrid in that car as well. So yeah, a clean pass there. However, he's going to get that massive run down the straight. You see, this is the advantage of that car, really fast on the straights. However, on the brakes, we're able to brake a little bit later. We hold the inside, make the apex, we hold on to that position, and yeah, it's still in P8. So good start to the race, nice and clean so far, no real chaos. It's been fairly good racing with the other drivers in this lobby. It's been quite enjoyable, and let's see what else we can do. Can we make our way forward as we work our way through on this replay camera? I do love these replay cameras, especially when everyone's in a similar type of car. The only time I don't like it is when you've got like a Group C car and an LMP1 car and a concept car, but when they're all LMP cars like they are in this race, it's really enjoyable to watch. I love watching it. So yeah, let's see if we can catch up to P7 now. We've got another driver just right in front of us. We've caught him up pretty fast here as we work our way through this twisty section here, using all the track. Really advise you do that. Try and use full width of the track on your entries. Running a little bit wide there, didn't quite hook it up to the apex. On the throttle through here, nice and early, flat out now, and then we're going to work our way into that final chicane, which I really advise. Like I say, I keep saying it, make sure you're really smooth through there. But yeah, we're getting very close to the slipstream of that car in front. You can see, I think he might be in the Toyota. He doesn't seem to be very fast on the straight, so maybe in the Toyota. His hybrid is going to be better than the Audi, so you will see that coming out of turn 1 here. Sorry, the final corner here. You're going to see that his hybrid is going to pull away on the initial acceleration because he's going to have more hybrid on the straights. However, on top end, he's going to suffer. So he actually builds that gap up a bit. You'll probably see it out of turn 1 as well as we get on the power. You can see my hybrid regeneration is not the best, but what you'll see is he'll pull that away, but then we'll get it back as we work our way up behind him. Actually, I think he might actually be in the Audi, possibly. He seemed to run out of hybrid very early then, so yeah, possibly is an Audi driver as well. Yeah, I think he is an Audi driver. So yeah, his hybrid running out very early as he kind of blocks us going around the outside there. So I give him a little tap on the side to say, get out of the way. I was coming through there, and we make the move. I think he realized. I actually think he didn't realize I was on the outside of him through that exit. So I don't think it was deliberate because he actually backed out and lifted quite early. So we get that position done. And yeah, that was an Audi, it wasn't a Toyota. You'll see the difference further on, I think, when we come up to a Toyota versus the Audi. You can see the difference on acceleration a little bit more. But like I say, the problem with the Toyota is its 6th gear. Also the fast cornering speed. You will find as we skip through a lap further till we catch up to this battle for P6. We're in no man's land. Obviously wait till we catch up to this battle. And this driver just lets us pass. He ran a little bit wide there. I think he might have got dirty tyres or something. Didn't really want to battle us there. Maybe he thought if we battle, we both lose out. So yeah, he gave us that position as P5 makes a mistake as well. So getting very close to the top 5 now. and we're on the medium tyres, so the race is looking quite good for us at this stage as we run a little bit wide there. Very nervous when that happens. I hate it when you're just on the curb like that. You don't know whether it's going to go left, right, spin completely. Luckily this time we got away with it and we're still right behind P5. So we're going to pit this lap, so I'm not going to go down the inside. What I'm going to do is stay on the outside because we don't want to go on the inside and get in his way. So I just take a wider line and then cut back, and then we can go in the pits, because that's the one thing you don't want to do is get in front of someone and then pit, and they try and go around the outside of you, and then you end up just colliding. So always think about that when you are pitting on this track. Be cautious of the cars around you. Try and make sure that you've got a clean line of sight into that pit lane. You don't want to take anyone out. So that is one thing I did try and make sure I did there. As we work our way out of the pits now we're on them softer tyres. We've got 6 laps to do. I'm deciding to pit a little bit earlier this time, obviously in this top split lobby. So yeah, a little bit faster drivers this time. It's not like the race before. We're coming out in clean air, and we can make use of these soft tyres now on this out lap. So yeah, going into the braking zone. The car behind got a massive slipstream there. We're going to take it nice and sensibly on our opening lap. Let the tyres build up with temperatures, and you see he's quite aggressive through there, but as soon as we get on the power now, we take that wider line, and we should be able to drop him out of the slipstream pretty soon. We're down to P11, but actually we're a lot higher up than that, because obviously we started on the mediums and we've done our pit stop now. So it'll be interesting where we end up after we've done the out lap and maybe one lap on these tyres, where we'll end up in terms of position on the track. It's going to be quite an interesting one. I have to say, I absolutely love this combination. It's one of my favourite combinations. It really brings me back to the old school days on PS3 playing F1 2010 and stuff. I love the high downforce cars at Spa, so enjoyable. As we work our way to lap 7 now, we skipped ahead and we have actually gained quite a bit with pit stops. You see, as P3 comes out of the pits there, we've actually jumped up to P4 without actually doing any overtaking. Pretty much gifted it by pitting that a little bit early. You can see we did a 1 minute 56.6, not an amazingly fast lap, but yeah, it was okay. We're going to go through some of the brake markers that you need to be spotting, obviously, as you go through this lap now. Going into turn 1, you brake just before the curb on the left hand side there, trying to keep it tight to this apex. And again through here, we're going to get a bit of dirty air off the car in front, but that shouldn't affect us too much. We should still be able to give you some advice on the braking. Now for the braking into this corner, again, as the curb starts on left, just get on them brakes, down to second gear, try and hug a tight apex through there, I really advise that, and then swing it over to the right, clip the curb on the right, chuck it in third gear. I miss the apex there, you can see the dirty air really affecting me. Now into this corner, you can see I'm going to go into 5th gear, and normally I'd probably try and stay in 5th gear, but I'm going to go down to 4th because we've got that dirty air again. So trying to keep it nice and tight into the apex. As we see, we're getting a nice run, and then we're going to have a look up the right, no really chance of going for a move, braking on the 50 board on the left, down to 3rd gear. Again, keep it nice and tight to that apex, swing it into this apex, on the throttle nice and early, up into 4th gear, and then back down to 3rd before the curb on the left again on the left hand side. Make sure you brake a little bit before so that you can rotate it in on the apex, and then keep that power down, and then it's flat out all the way to the final chicane, which I brake on about the 150, especially if you've got a slipstream like this. You probably want to brake a little bit early. You can see I went to go left, and yeah, he closed that door. There was no way I was ever going down there. However, we're going to try and do the famous move now. We're on the left hand side, and then we're going to duck over to the right, brake nice and late. We managed to do that up the inside, and we managed to just about get ahead of him there. A nice move into the chicane with the nice fake there, and we're up to P2 in this race. So yeah, a nice little move there. Quite enjoyed that one. He's going to have the hybrid though now. You can see that this is the big difference between the Toyota and the Audi. So watch this now. This is where you're going to see the difference with the Toyota. Look at the hybrid difference. So he's on our right hand side as the car comes out the pits. We're in P3 now, as he's got a massive boost. He's actually managed to bump draft him, but going through here, he just gives us a little shunt there. I expect him to give me a bit more space. Luckily the game detected the contact there, so we didn't get a penalty. So that is one good thing. The game detected that he had kind of shunted us off the track, and we didn't get any corner cut penalty. So thankfully got away with that one. But down into P4, a little bit frustrating because we can see P1 just literally in touching distance ahead of us, and we've only got 3 laps to go. So we're trying to keep it smooth. We've got the tyres still in okay. They are starting to fade a bit, but they're still definitely going to be better than the medium tyres at this stage. So can we make it through these cars and get ourselves up into the top 3 and maybe possibly the win in this race? Again, trying to follow people, it is very difficult. I have to say, try and take tighter lines when you're following someone. Try and get out of the slipstream. It will help the car a little bit. But yeah, maybe a little downshift here and there as well, just to try and get that front end to bite in when you're following someone. But it's not as bad as it used to be, I think, this combination now, because it used to obviously have that. We used to run the 1.5 second slipstream. I think the last time we did this in FIA and stuff. So it was literally impossible to get close to someone. But now, with the 7/10 slipstream, as soon as you're in that slipstream range, you don't get that dirty air until you're in it. And then you've got the benefit of it on the straights. And you're able to go for the overtakes, as you can see again. Getting very close to P3 again. Can we go for a move in that final chicane again this time? We're going to fake the fake this time. So I go to do the move, but I'm going to brake nice and early. He falls for it, brakes very late, and actually takes out P2. So, yeah, unfortunate for P2, but the fake actually ended up killing P2 because he just fell for it and went straight into him. But, yeah, we're up to P2 now. And, again, we've got to try and defend against this Toyota. You can see the problem, again, you're going to see it here, is the savage acceleration of that hybrid of the Toyota. So, with that extra hybrid, you're going to see he's just going to go clean past us, but this is not really a problem. I was quite happy to let him through there because now I've got the slipstream, and the 6th gear on the Audi is just so much better than the Toyota. Just watch this. As soon as we're in the slipstream, we're going to say bye to you in P2 and straight past him and work our way up and see if we can catch P1 now. No way he can get back past it. Just doesn't have the speed compared to the Audi. So yeah, kind of worked for me that he did that with the hybrid, and we then ended up into P2. So now we've got a bit of a gap, 1.7 seconds, 1.8 seconds, whatever it is. However, the tyres are pretty worn. We're going to fast forward the action here as we're trying to catch P1 up. We've got 2 laps to do it. Let's see where we can get to. Trying to keep it nice and clean for this lap as we're getting closer and closer, but the tyres are fading. You can see on the telemetry, on the tyre telemetry, the tyres are starting to fade. We're getting very, very close to that slipstream. Every time we get close, the extra hybrid of the P1 was in the Toyota, obviously, really helping him out on the acceleration zones. But we're going to rejoin the action just as we're starting to get close to the slipstream. You can see out of this corner, and you can see that we're almost in the slipstream. We've got the gap around 8-9 tenths. Can we go for a move? It's going to be, we've got to nail this now. The tyres are fading. We've got to keep it really smooth and just try and pressure him into a mistake. We're just about in the slipstream here. You can see as soon as we're in the slipstream, this is good because on that back straight, we might be able to go for a move. He makes a little mistake there. So do I. I'm going to have to brake earlier because I went wide. He didn't brake early. He goes a little bit wide there. We're going to go up the inside. He leaves the door open, and we managed to get ourselves up into P1 from P11 on the grid. Absolutely brilliant race. And now we've just got to hold this into the final chicane. Will he go for a dive on the final stretch of the race? Let's see how he does. He's in the slipstream. We're going to go defensive here. You see, I'm going to go in the middle of the track because that's going to make it very difficult for him. He can send it up the inside, but yeah, nothing he can really do there. He gets very close on the apex. We take it nice and smoothly, and we take the win in this race. Absolutely amazing fun in this race. Some crazy drivers in here in these races. Some great driving. I really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And let me know in the comment section how you're enjoying this week's Daily Race C. And I'll see you, hopefully, for more races on Daily Race C this week. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this race. Thanks again for watching, everyone.